Askimanga namaskar. Now Dhamchand Dunia. Ni Sourashtra Shirmo Youth Affairs Director get sata. Ata ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದಿನ ವಿನ್ನು ಅವರ ಯೂತ್ ಇದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಯೂತ್ ವಿನ್ ಇದನ್ನು ತೆಗ ಜಾಬ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ವಿನು ಶೇರ್ ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾರಿಯ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರ್ ವಿನು ಅರುಳ್ ಬಾಬು ಅರುಳ್ ಮುಂದನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅವರ್ ವಿನು ರಾಜ್ ಬಿಸ್ಕಳ ಇದನ್ನ ವಿನು ಜುಕ್ಕು ಅವರ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಜುಕ್ಕು ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಕನ್ಸತ್ತ ಇದನ್ನು ಜುಕ್ಕು ಶೇರ್ ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಮಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅವರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ವಿನು ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ करतो कोण हाय म्हणतो एक्सपिरियन्स आम्ही असके ऐकून म्हणत होती याला स्टार्ट कर रही त्याला म्हटलं ना आता दुसरं यूथ अफेअर्स मधली आवरी म्हणजे काय आता अदिती माई फ्रॉम शार्लट नॉर्थ कैरोलिना नमस्कार माई माई जो ये काम कर सकता और एसोसिएशन में सो ते हमने वेलकम कर रहा तना मॉडरेट करेगी तो चाद श्रीवास बाबू श्रीवास तिम्मा ಬೇರೆ ಎಮ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಯ नमस्कार तुमली वेलकम कर रही है आता ಬೇರೆ अपनी जो काम करते उची इंटरेस्ट खेलने और हेल्थी जो संतोष लाल and then we also have Shriman Kupa Bamba Vino final year again Texas A&M he's going to be the next association coordinator Gamjaria so I want to also welcome him तुझाद विजयन ಏಕನಾಥನ್ तेनु ಅವರ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ he's going to be the director so tengamni welcome kare namaskar vijayan aske outri healthy I think we should get started first avino ella aske intro didri ata but agenda kaimnadi deepamun vatayarano tenge experience pro share karano tega huchad amino kai questions rekai moderate kartol ami questions khalwa तेंगा प्रेजेंटेशन मुसवचाद लाइन बाय लाइन काय सेगी तुम चॅट मध्ये येऊन दवाई तुम्ही आवी वातगा नमली तुम समजुवा then we'll turn on the video if need be okay so let's get started go ahead Arun Babu
Okay, मी screen share करवाएगी.
yeah go ahead
Okay.
let me share करने क्या रसी it's all good
Yeah, sorry. Could you actually share your screen?
yeah absolutely
Thank you. Okay. So asking namaskar. Mora naam है Arul Mollin. Me at the Bank of New York Mellonum in New York काम से रहिया. I'm a business analyst on the investment management technology team, specifically the product management team. So me I'm college me Fordham University J at the at Lincoln Center in Manhattan was at that really close to Central Park. Me there Avenue Gabelli School of Business degree Kalea, specifically in digital media and technology on the technology concentration. Next slide, Javai. So experience pati vatakanamadi me juku case competitions karaya. Obviously me juku internships muli apply karaya ani ana koni abirini. So Fordham Avenue juku case competitions Avenue open karaya to students kuchi. So first freshman year Avenue 2019 Avenue me went a global business general business class kalaya and our professor Avenue competition pati sangaya the Federal Reserve undergraduate economics challenge. So tela case study challenge Avenue ami 2008 financial crisis avi ami kona Avenue tela how could we have grow the economy essentially. So the challenge pati telemi kereya it was completely a random gun chance abaya because our professor Avenue the Federal Reserve website G goes search kele abaya and a challenge abesi so then Avenue our class to sangidi ami sign up kereya artho Avenue 2020 Avenue New York Giants case study competition hodeya the case study competition Avenue we had to find a way to Kona Avenue Gen Z Kona Gen Z fan base grow karwai. So telas the main topic and tela tholi me team singadi what a solution karaya. Artho I Fordham Consulting Cup. So or a business program I sophomore year want a consulting challenge or a classes pura tela consulting challenge kuchi want a funnel kare. So tela tela cup kuchi or a company General Motors. So that's why ella slide tela image story. And General Motors essentially we had to find a problem and find a solution. So the basic consulting ideology kuchi tholi want a solution kare. Next up, um, 2021 me international business ethics case competition. Tala me sign up kariya. It was essentially Amigan what the ethical topic kalna what the company. So we chose Robin Hood specifically, and Tala Toli we had to give a 30-minute presentation, a 15-minute presentation, and a 1-minute elevator pitch. And a competition it was an international competition, so different schools compete kariya, same with internationally too. And luckily more team tala 1 hour 30-minute presentation I'm first place kariya. So tala four case experiences that was my first those were my major experiences leading up to my first internship. Well, Jugu internships me apply kare. I don't know, over 100 maybe. And within those 100 internships, final round interviews muli abaya. And unfortunately, between my freshman year and junior year, mokuni abirini. So I decided to take matters into my own hands, and that's why I focused on a case study competitions pura sign up karna. That will really more experience me. Increase karwai. So my first internship actually at the Bank of New York Mellon, 2022 summer karaya. I was a business analyst there on the technology services group, and I was focused on studying the procurement process and analyzing it, and so kind of tala kona improvement karwai, tala improvements tholi kai benefits away, tala tholi me muta analysis karaya. Tala internship musati maga want a return offer avaya, and that's where I'm at now. I'm officially a business analyst at the Bank of New York Mellon, specifically in the investment management technology sector as a associate product manager. So currently Jugu generative AI the big hot topic tech companies and obviously all companies. So kona our company kuchi kona generative AI integrate karwai. So me want analyst to see and me I act like a associate product manager madri because the less more team specifically for kona AI leverage karwai our company growth kuchi. So that those over a span of 4 years, less more key experiences. Me Juku koni internships kariyani tala one satan one tawli or return offer abaya. Ana internship summer me Juku case competitions kariya. So tala that helped me build my resume and build the key components that helped me land my first internship. And that's a little about me and my experience.
So Arul Babu, just a question. So during the college 2019 D21 length, you applied for many internships, you didn't get it. But Boni Abeya, is that accurate? Is that what you said?
Yeah, so college I know from August 2019 to I graduated in May 2023. So Moga in those 4 years, me obviously Juku internships of Black area from freshman year all the way to senior year. And I think in current job market, a lot of internships are looking for experience, the candidates who might Juku experience budget. So the problem yadikadi say, I mean even within my friends as well. And tala kuch moga personally koni prior internship experience hadirini. So because of that, it was I was struggling to find to land an internship. I even made it to several final round interviews, for example, with Ernst and Young, Charles Schwab, and companies like that. And I wasn't able to secure an offer. So I took it into my own hands, and then in the span of 4 years, I think mainly between freshman year and junior year, Miela competitions put and that was like the less more I have no experience only me I have no being why melan the less more internship land career.
Interesting. Okay. Thanks, Babu. That's
Yeah.
clear.
Gordon Babu, gonna
The experience they were looking for, sorry, it was coding experience, or you were looking for coding type of job, keep business analyst type of internships.
No, I was definitely in the more on the business side than the engineering or technology side. I
Okay.
think slowly I've known me once I like kind of took a few classes. I think I took this class on database systems, which was mainly for data analytics. You ever know went to business new media digital design, tala kalaya UX user experience design, tala muli kalaya. So the classes I took allowed me to be more of a technology focused. And I mean internships, but apply kare to I don't know me general gonna apply kare because I know I was still trying to find out what exactly I was interested in it.
Yeah.
So these case competitions I did help me build like a more like applicable to every different field that I would want to apply to. So teles teletoli me apply kare.
Gotcha. Great. Thank you.
Any questions?
We'll go into question Seta. You said that you were on the business side more instead of the engineering side, right? Hi. So Kai clubs or extracurriculars did you do in high school in order to help you get your major?
So biggest extracurricular avenue me DECA kare. That was my main extracurricular. Besides that, me I know I was in band, and those two were my main things. But tala DECA tolis I know me I figured that me I know what the business major gan rana many because original gun I know me engineering gun jana tala rotum jana manaya ana I moga I know more creative mindset there. So tala toli me business unchaleya. So based on DECA and few like economics classes that I took in high school, I decided to become a business major.
Babu, Fordham avino tala business experience tala major kalle avino New York City so the I mean you're right there, right? So they healthy kind of advantage lies it.
I think New York's filled with different cultures, uh, architecture, and kind of industries and things like that. So I know me because I went to school here. Moga I know I got like, open to all these different ideas, architectural designs, different cultures. So tala tole I know Moga want a different perspective of it. Me business from cholas the basic, talati. So I'll go into the reason why I picked my major. So what school I know what a global business program. So they offered three main business degrees, but inside those degrees was encompassed with different focuses. So the first concentration I know global finance and business economics. Second one was just marketing, and the third one was digital media and technology. So the finance and economics of I know your basic investment banking, venture capitalism, um, yeah, just consulting and tala aski tala financial analyst pura tala cherry tala jugu pilla na tala major tala area jiria. Moga I know finance I know koni juku interest kan hodiri at the time, and I think just because in my head finance I know me I know goes like computer somewhere kind of Excel pura daily kelera. Obviously that's different for everyone. So but just more anvevo me sangaria. So tala mo I know juku creative gan ravu tala I also like to work in team environments. So I figured digital media and technology tala concentration I know more juku interest hodaya, and from walking around the city and just seeing the different kind of ways that buildings were designed, advertisements were designed, sort of just like way different things kind of operated. The interest I know sparked me to kind of major in digital media technology, and then specifically technology because I know Talangun like I wanted to see what I could do to create a new product or create a new idea, or I thought that technology I'm me, but a business mind apply Kirwa instead of media, which was more focused on kind of entertainment.
Super, Babu. Thank you. उनका कायदी questions से मैंने भी chat group में था वो और moderators please help करना support I mean they will channel the questions the right way. Okay. I'm got a question, sir. So GM obviously to Babu, I think you're from Michigan area. So GM में क्या क्या told तो like did you have already some insights that you could come up with?
More so, I kind of, yes. So in that consulting cup, then I'm in school of Kavino, they had 5 companies that we were assigned to. So during my year, it changes every year, but in my year there was General Mills, Intel, JetBlue, PVH, and General Motors. Obviously motor team, I know each there were 5 cohorts of students too, so each cohort had these 5 companies. I think because I know me in Michigan Healthy Moga customer base mukalai ro the General Motors I know different subsections of companies like Cadillac and some other brands I know I know who their sort of consumer base was. So tala tole I know we were able to focus on a specific brand. We ended up focusing on Cadillac and we were able to create a solution based on that. So I think like because I wasn't super involved in Michigan, like and looking at like car companies. I know Michigan is the motor city, but so the basic consumer base totally the less I was able to help my team kind of design a solution.
Yeah, one to question from Chatham Seta by Raj Da. Did you have any flexibility in location? What was your preferred location? And if you had any choice, what made you go with NYC?
So me last summer I know spring semester so January through May 2022 me I know London chodaya and third me I know first me BNY Mellon Kuchi apply kareya and tala mo interview avatola I know tana mene New York or sorry more offer avatola I know New York City I know cap space need toga so I mean I know toga if you want the internship to I know Pittsburgh or so me, I was like, okay, I think at right now the most important thing for me is to get the internship, secure that experience. So me, I know originally I know me Pittsburgh Madhuriya. On a Pittsburgh, I have no problem with the more team pura I know New York Madhuriya, like my immediate intern team. So Tala it was just me and my one manager and on my whole floor. It was an empty floor. It was just me and my manager every day. And Tala, it made me realize that I need people around me to let the energy module run in order to continue working comfortably and creatively as well. So internship musatti recruiter tol wate kareya me takajol manaya look me New York school jaria mogaski kind of I had to lie a little bit but well, assets and operations pura talagos sugarcoat keri aski more friends and more lifestyle pura in New York musata so tala Teres mura if we can move my return offer to New York, teles muga preferred gan lave. So mara recruiter avnu program manager jol vate keti teno agree kareya mi avnu New York ko move karwa meti. And I think I prefer New York just because New York City is it's a big place, lots of opportunities, lots of things to do. It's school muli chode so tela ro home territory mari mo laya. So telalti New York chode it was my first choice. Unfortunately, I was in Pittsburgh last summer. Pittsburgh's a great city. Moga just personally moga koni operi ni ana New York was first choice and they allowed me to be flexible with it. Working in New York, I mean I have a hybrid program so we're in office 3 days a week and at home 2 days a week.
That's cool. So obviously the food scenario में चौकट है नहीं New York City compared to Pittsburgh.
Oh, sorry, could you repeat that?
खाता options भी चौकट है नहीं New York City में.
Yeah. Kathab Jugia Sata entertainment Juku like on a theater Juku Savai, concerts Pura Javai. So Telaski, I think everything's encompassed in one location, which makes it really fun.
Okay, perfect. So London to gay the London culture in New York City culture just like
Oh, definitely. I think London Tela Roa relaxed culture Mari right. I think in New York, especially New York, I'm asking them bisa ganjana, konidanu kuchi hibuana, aski chalerana, jilerana, both literally and professionally as well. But I think in London, I'm aski want a more community environments at the city. Aski danu juku friendly ganran, aski danu invite karan, even in corporately too. Mogaro connections that are there and aski menan, like culture. I know everyone's like hardworking, but they're also very welcoming, and there's a whole community aspect in London. I think one of the biggest things that I realized was it's a very funny and small thing. So when the classic kuchimi went to field trip jaya, this was around maybe 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. And the London I know for one London out to the juku like the party culture or juku sata. And so midday people would be going out, like in suits, like as workers, and midday between lunch to go have a few drinks and then go back to work. So I think that was kind of interesting to look at because I know in New York, I know Telamari obviously couldn't rana, but midday, happy hours mari Telamari kadi experience soli tenu I know barada vanu. So I think tala chill, the calm culture, community and welcoming. I know the less biggest difference between London and New York that I noticed.
Interesting. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು ಜರ್ಮನಿ or France ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾರಿಗಾರನ್ನ UK ಮಿಗೆ ರಾಸ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it
I
was
guess
pretty
all over
surprising.
Europe. Okay. Good to know.
It's a very European thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So on the question, Babu, Arul Babu, so the job avatolu to internship kere halti ಎಲ್ಲ company bati ಕಳೈ ಹೊದೆ, right? So um, but to like calm full time chere hochadu, did you feel like you're actually sort of expectations
I
when
think
you're in college to that of like actually landing in the job and starting the job? तो कायदी व्यत्यास लैसे.
I think so I think college I know Majuku on the foundation of this. Not every class that I took really applied to what I'm doing right now, but there was a few classes that I took that really helped me in my position right now. So I thought I know me product management teams at that and tala product management kuchi juku, you have to build a lot of business requirements for your products and sort of designs and journey maps and kind of juku small things kelerana in order to build up your product. So one of the things, one of the classes I took in college was UX design. So both I was able to design a product and then also the user experience of like virtually tala product kona like kona savai customers kona interact and talamari small details pura practice toli I implement karega. So work I know because I'm the more team. So there's a separate UX team at work, and then there's also just my team, a small team, 4 people. So the UX team, I know obviously the specialty. Want a product kind of develop kiti kona the UX kona I develop karwai telamari tingdol watakena. And a more team malti because moga UX karata mokalai design karata kalai. Hala class toli I was able to visually create the process of or a product and kona clients pura tala savai tala mari tholi mi kere. So I think me at the Canada pura expectations I know at work is definitely exceeded what I originally thought work would be. I think I'm lucky in the sense that I'm not actually like important work less at that. I think a lot of my peers at the office like they have important work, but they're not. It's like sometimes busy work. I think me Canada come actually like active work, not just like busy like taking notes, updating files, things like that. No, I think I'm able to actually I'm the actual calm at the in the sense I'm creating stuff for my team and they're actually being able to implement it.
Nice. I mean, Firi Avenga, so I'm going to main questions away for sure.
Yeah, sure.
At the Raj Babu, to where did you get started? To the side of my ginga, to Kona has experience.
Oh, okay. Next slide, Joe. Emna me share kar. Kula prefer kar.
Me share Chris.
Okay. Okay. Marana Raj. Me bear amni sata. मी actually presented नाही आता कोणते again तडमे राहणं मी spring 2023 में again UCLA graduate करिया मोर major again computer science engineering मी specifically again software engineering jobs apply करिया आता आदि में again Amazon Web Services AWS में again software engineering काम कराया okay next slide okay मी again तला full process work कर जारिया from university to applying for jobs to internships तड़े again first job आई कोना start कराया काय मा changes होदया तड़े again रो takeaways काय improve करवाई काय मारे again advice तुमसे मैं संगन जाए okay next slide okay first again university मैं UCLA join करता again मैं actually electrical engineering major गन join करिया तेलमुली again engineering program तेलमुली BS आना again काय नदी तेला again mostly hardware focus तेला again very theoretical होदरिया more original interest actually again hardware engineering होदरिया plus again more computer से चुको पेरिया ची more computer hardware में काम करने में आसा होदरिया आना again classes खड़ा again मोगाई लगता नहीं रिया इला जुको mathematics कंसा इला जुको physics कंसा when theoretical कंसा मोगा again computer science मारे again और program open करीगनो तेला code edit करीगन तेला results again तेला one line change करीगन results दिखाई ना तेला मारे मोई सातम सरनी तेला one program again design करीगनो professor check करीगन तेला again खुब्बा जाय में तेला कहाना तो again मोगा रो interest again computer science में shift एले हुदरिया आना again और university में again दी club से चुक्कड़ हुदरिया तेला ACM नहीं साता तेला again computer science club तेला again chugu branches साता तेला AI साता graphics and gaming तेला again comparative programming साता web design mobile design तेला पूरा साता plus again अंगडोंडा electronics and computer hardware club में हुदरिया तेला again IEEE मैं ये दी हम join करिया मैं first 2 years में गना again IEEE के लिए हुदरिया तेरे again hardware projects को दिया मैं दी आता again Arduino use करिएगा तो again उन्डा motion sensor again क्या तेला again तो हाथ ऐसे हमला आनस में दी उन्डा light turn on क्या Arduino दा logic तो again तेला हमारे projects दिया हुदरिया आना again more interest again mostly computer science से switch किया couch में दी websites mobile apps तेला मुगाई रो relevant kan ro fun kan nice तच्ची में again ASM again रो more involved area specifically the mobile development kin web development side में involved area आना again मोगली ती major चुकोड़ साता मैं switch करे again mostly again interest plus again under reason काय में दी इला hardware engineer again masters or PhD require हुई आता computer science केस में दी software engineers में दी mostly bachelors or at least masters again काम खटवाए PhD again तेला theoretical research के तेला again पाजो हो दिया और ML AI तेला माई के दी पाजो मोर इंटरेस्ट है software दे again मैं again bachelors कर again वही काम के तरह इंटरेस्ट हो दिया तच्ची में again major switch करिया आना UCLA में again दी major चुकर clubs आता चुकर resource आता चुकर आप resource like computer science engineering again more useful courses again databases computer networks operating systems and distributed systems data structures and algorithms in programming languages telepura again more practical courses ana moga again chukutla theoretical course chukko pani anga again on course hodeya finite automata theory mini tela again pure mathematical application of CS tela again moga relevant kan naini tela again mo kamali koni use ani तो again इला courses again much got practical ना ऐसी easy to understand plus again काम benefit होता है कड़े से again high deciding factors तेला again bachelor's pursue करते कि इमना again master's PhD pursue करता master's PhD इसमें again hardware engineering करवाई तरह कुछ बच्चा नहीं आना मोगा again CS में again bachelor's कटी again उड़ने काम करने में आसान है next slide जाओ okay அடுத்து again मैं again CS switch करता रहेगा मैं again internship से apply करते हैं मैं again मोरा process again August 2021 start करेया वो कितने शुरू में start करेया तेला again as early as June July में start करता ना वो का company अभी actually July में open करेगी तेरा August में finish करेना वो कितने again November में open करेगी January में तो finish करना ना तेला again wide time frame सर तो उड़ने start करने में कोने again धक्का थे मैंने आना again better sooner the better मारे August start करेगी middle range मारे middle ही मेरा early आता है टोटल का again मैं 120 थाम अप्लाई करेया 10 to 15 थाम again referrals हैं गाड़ी तेलमा again टेक पूम तवले होदरिया कोविड हल्दी पैंडेमिक हल्दी again जुदे रिमोट गन काम किया होता है जुदे again Zoom तेमा सॉफ्टवेयर पर जुकी यूज किया होदरिया चुरी घुमा से आता है कोविड हाल दे तो चेकिन टेक पूम हो दिया तो चेकिन इंटरव्यूज ऑफर्स रोइगिन अब तेवल अब तो रीजन हो दिया तो चेकिन मुगो उंड 10 ல 120 தாம் அப்ளை தான் ஆகிரும் உண்ட 10 इंटरव्यू பெரியா கடை சேகின் 4 தாம் ஆகின் மோ ஆஃபர் பெரியா मी अप्लाई करता लेकिन मोर क्लब एक्सपीरियंस तकट्रिया प्लस एगिन मेरो प्रोजेक्ट्स करिया साइडम तेला एगिन ता थोई मोर रेज्यूमे थोईगिन तकट्रिया आस्किदाड एगिन ऑलमोस्ट सेम इंटरव्यू फॉर्मेट उदरिया normally on a coding problem mai dano telo the link click kare that the again website open hoy website mein again the kade you have 3 problems you have 60 minutes mein the kade that the again the time limit problems is solve kan tele keri musra tara again then again on the 1 or 2 weeks the contact karan technical interview guche technical interview again tela problem mari se ana again interview again to video call ma vai avigin on the google doc notepad therma open kare kerigin to screen share kerigin then question pusai ila questions again mostly again data structures and algorithms questions so third again tena pusai okay ila gai to kona solve kare तो solution again कौन optimize करना चाहिए दूसरे का यदि alternatives हैं पुसे तेरा मैं थोड़ी again तो थोड़ा technical skills से assess करना तेला again our side में साथा system design में साथा आना again तेला मैं वही more test करानी internship कुछ normally again तेला full time निम्ना again रो senior position से इधर test कराना आना again luckily मैं वही तेला पति test करानी कड़े से again technical मुझे again ओकल इला again मुद्रा मुड़ी कराना ओकल आड़त मुड़ी कराना आना again और खूब में behavioral interview में behavioral assessment रहा है तेवल again तेरा again पुसन तोरा work में again काय मारे situations से deal with करे से आता suppose तो एक challenging situations है तू तेला again कौन address करे से तू projects में काय दी uncertainty हो रहा है ना तेला again उन्हें situations संगी ते तू कौन address करे से काय impact तेरा मैं पुसन तेला रो broad रो general questions आता experience रहा तक काय मिले again तोरा project experience तोरा club experience तो again तेला संगवाए तेला again मोरा project में again लम्बा क्या तक कलायने तेरा में again उन्हें friend का again help माया तेला friend again teachers सिंगाड़े again जेया इला देखड़े तेला मी काय दन में work experience रहा तक काय मिले मोरा interviews again roughly October में start है या तेला again उन्हें 3-4 months again जेया so October में रो interviews होते हैं आड़े November में December में रो slow down है या Christmas Thanksgiving हल्दी आना आड़े again January में again pro increase है मैं apply करे again mostly apply online में apply करिया मैं दे again LinkedIn तेला Indeed तेला मैं online websites आना ओके या again career fairs में apply करिया ओके या again ओके ना again more refer किया तो नहीं more apply करिया आना कोन्नी again in person apply करिया ने तेला again mostly online career fair में कम्पनी online career fair में करिया okay next slide जाओ okay मैं total में again 3 internship करिया तेला मैं application सबमिट करता रहेगी ना मैं कोन्नी इंटर्नशिप कैरी होती रहेगी तो मो रेज्यूमे में again क्लब एक्सपीरियंस होती रहा प्लस again प्रोजेक्ट एक्सपीरियंस होती रहा आना again मैं तेरे सबमिट करता रहेगी उन्हें फर्स्ट थामे देती रहा तेरे again Carrick Institute of Risk Sciences तेरे again actually UCLA में उन्हें लैब कर सकता है तेरे again मैं again full stack development position करिया of course like internship आना again तेरे role again both front end and back end for a website there again I mean TypeScript React Django Python PostgreSQL तेरे my technologies use करिया और work कायम नदी basically मैं researchers सिंगाड़े again बातें करेंगे requirements understand करना हमें again risk modeling software में काम करेगा इला risk modeling software तो you know इला NASA PG&E तेरे ऐसा वाई suppose again one part fail हो रही इला second part fail होता है काय chance होता इला second part fail ऐसा काय मारे प्रश्न होई third again third part fail होता काय chance होता तेरे और again software third again as a developer मोरा काम काय में दी one feature इधर मावन okay हमें again इला probability type में use करना तेरे तो implement करे सिया निम्न इला function का बाजू में मोले उन्हें question होता सी आता answer करेगी मैं कड़े सी answer कर दूँगा
Yeah, Raj, I have a question for Sasi. The question Nadi, which company was your internship at? And quote on the specific industry target could react 120 companies from apply career mom the specific industry mari that target could ream.
Hi, tech में again different roles आता main again software engineering ana QA mli satta data science satta plus UI UX satta me main gan target kare again software engineering role so software development engineer software engineer tela mari avai tela me apply kare ఒక తేడా again specific roles mai satta tela front end development tera tela back end development tera tela mli apply kare మీ డేటా సైన్స్ రోల్స్ అప్లై కरेंगे அடுத்து మీ QA రోల్స్ में अप्लाई करेगा चार रोल्स बेसिकली सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड थर्ड QA अप्लाई करेगा मैं दूसरा पूरा कैटेगरी मग UI UX तरह एक्सपीरियंस नहीं थर्ड अगेन डेटा साइंस में अगेन तरह मो एक्सपीरियंस नहीं ओके அடுத்து में अगेन இல்ல GIRS में अगेन इंटर्नशिप पूछड़ेगा थर्ड अगेन उड़ने में अगेन AWS में इंटर्नशिप करेगा तेला अगेन वेरी डिफरेंट होदसी तेला एक्चुअली मग तो चैलेंजिंग होदया काचे ಇಲ್ಲ GIRS again small team मारे गो उंड अंजार तनो तेला again मेंकाने पर डायरेक्ट कन कलाई तेला कादी क्वेश्चन ऐसे again casual कन सकता तेला उड़ने जी पुछवाई आना मोटा कंपनी में काम करता लगे नो उन्होंने again मैनेजर ओकर पूछना मैनेजर again दूसरे टीम में कांटेक्ट करना ಇಲ್ಲ दूसरे टीम में दूसरे गांव में हाथ में सही तेना again तेला टीम बेहतर again इंजीनियर हाना तेना ओकर बिजी कन हाना तेना ओकर वेकेशन हाना तेला मारे again कॉम्प्लेक्स कन सकता उन्होंने प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करता तेरे मुले लेकिन टेक्नोलॉजी से मो न्यू कर होदिया मैं ये मोए जावा हम जुको एक्सपीरियंस नहीं मो मैं इडो भी यार दी यूज करे नहीं पाइथन में मुद्रा दले इंटर्नशिप यूज करे आने ये जुको यूज करे नहीं प्लस और इंटरनल टूलिंग और टूल्स पूरा आएगिन AWS में आएगिन तने ये लिख रिया तले AWS सर्विसेज यूज करे तो अच्छे आएगिन तले मुले मोए जुको एक्सपीरियंस नहीं तो अच्छे तले इंटर्नशिप आई मोए जुको जुको स्ट्रगल करे आना आएगिन तले माम तले मुले में आएगिन जुको मिस किया तले आएगिन मोनो टेक्नोलॉजी करिया ಒಂದೊಂದು ಅದರ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಹೊರಿಯಾ ಕೋಣ ಅವಿಗಿನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ दूसरे टीम में कांटेक्ट करता है कौन आएगिन हेल्प करता तेलमा स्किल्स पूरा सिक्या तेड़ते आएगिन और मोरा मेन वर्क काय में दी मी आएगिन डायनामो DB में टीम डायनामो DB प्रोडक्ट्स आता तेलमा और टीम आएगिन स्पेसिफिक ಇಲ್ಲ तेला डायनामो DB ದ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರ ಕರೆಯ तेला आएगिन कादी परफॉर्मेंस इश्यूज है या कादी स्लो डाउन है या तेला आएगिन हमें कौन ಅದಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ करम से तेला मारे आएगिन हमें काम करे मोर इंटर्नशिप होती है कि तेरा चुक्कू कोनी इंटर्न्स कन कोनी ध्यानी आना अगेन मोर काय में दी तेला उन्हें सर्विस नहीं लॉन्च कराया तेला सर्विस लाइकिन परफॉर्मेंस मॉनिटरिंग टूल मारे तेला अगेन मी टेस्ट के अगेन वेरीफाई करना हमें अगेन करेक्ट है अगेन तेला हमारा आसिया तेला आसी कैसे काम करा से तेला मारे अगेन मोर मोर इंटर्नशिप कार्ड कड़े से अगेन मी मेटा also known as Facebook तेरा अगेन मी इंटर्नशिप कराया तेला अगेन बैक टू फुल स्टैक वेब डेव थर्ड मुझे एक टेक्नोलॉजी डिफरेंट होती है PHP यूज करेगा जावा यूज करेगा जावास्क्रिप्ट मेंगन रिएक्ट एज होता है यूज करा सकते हैं अड़ तेगिन तेंगे इंटरनल टूलिंग चुके सकता है तेलग काय में दी थर्ड काय करे में दी anonymous posting में फीचर डेवलप करिया फॉर द फेसबुक ऐप तेला अगेन तेला अगेन तेला काम करेगी नो UI UX गाड़ी काम करना डेटा साइंस में गाड़ी काम करना एडवर्टाइजिंग गाड़ी काम करना तेला अगेन वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग जॉब होता है काय में दिला डिफरेंट रोल्स गाड़ी अगेन कम्युनिकेट करना थर्ड दिला फीचर डेवलप करना मा अगेन काय रिक्वायरमेंट्स काय मारी फीचर यूजर्स पॉइंट कोई थर्ड कड़े से अगेन इला फीचर रिलीज के तरिया तेला फेसबुक कौन यूज करा सी तेंगा पूरा अगेन द फीचर आवड़े तेला से अगेन तेला मोर 3 इंटर्नशिप्स प्यूर अगेन the thina again pure software engineering dia again web development one again back end core software engineering mare okay next slide okay அடுத்து again मैं मोरा internship मुसरे तरह you know मोगा again return offers अभिया मैं again Amazon संगड़ी join करते हमने again decide किया आता again the return offer खाली you know आता मैं Amazon संगड़ी again काम start किया तेला मोगा मोरा एक्सपीरियंस में again internship किन तेला काम start के जुको difference होता नहीं मोरा मोगा benefit काय में आदि मैं same team मैं intern क्या team होएगा तो काम करेगा तो टेक्नोलॉजीस तेला मैं क्या तेला पो again मौजूदंगा again पढ़कम साता तो again तेला again खुदा मारे होता सुनी मचे होता नहीं आना again तेला काम के दवाई जुको chances होता है internship में आदि तू गो again उन्हें 2-3 months ना मुगे रहा तेला again तेरे में तेरा housing आई prepare करता ना तेरा again cafeteria में जी खवाए तेला माय पूरा again रो facilities आता आना again ना तो निजमो again तू again full time काम start करे में आदि तू ला no location इमू करना तोरा फाइनेंस से तू उन्हें मैनेज करना तेरा एक सेविंग्स अकाउंट का आया चेकिंग्स अकाउंट का आया इला रात का आया 401k का आया तेरा पूरा करना अड़ते एक इंश्योरेंस खड़ना इंश्योरेंस में क्या लेकिन हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस आता है मेडिकल आता है कार इंश्योरेंस आता है तड़ते इगिन यूटिलिटीज पूरे पे करना कुकिंग सीखना तेरा चुको रिस्पांसिबिलिटीज इगिन आवड़ा या काम होता ना अना इगिन चुके हमने मैच करना हो रिया तेरे इगिन वो कौन पुट्टा चांस का है मेरी इला स्किल्स इगिन बुढ़े बुढ़े सीखना मारे तेला इगिन ओके पते इगिन मैं याद है माइक्री पोटा ना अना इगिन बुढ़ने तेला इगिन चिकन ना हुए फॉर एग्जांपल इला कार इंश्योरेंस इगिन मो इगिन इला रेट पूरा इगिन सतम निकाना तेला इगिन तेरा ड्राइविंग रिकॉर्ड पर तो इगिन तेला करन तेला काना तेरे तेला पूरे में इगिन बुढ़ने सीखना ही रिया आना इगिन तेला इला नोवा जॉब स्टार्ट करे मुले इगिन चुपड़ लगे तेला तेला मेन बेनिफिट काय में दी इला इंडिपेंडेंस एंड फ्रीडम सत्ता ते तानीगन जिवरिया इला नो सिटी में तानीगन हरे तेला मा चुपड़ लगे काय में दी नन्ना तेला इगिन पेरेंट्स संगड़ ना सत्ता निमे कॉलेज जगह फ्रेंड्स संगड़ी सत्ता आना अदे तानीगन सत्ता अडल्ट मा लगे तेला அவங்களோட பெனிஃபிட் काय में दी ओवर टाइम आइगन तू आइगन इम्प्रूव हेला होय तेला इम्प्रूवमेंट सासोदा आइगन तो आइगन सैटिस्फैक्शन लगे अदई काम है फर्स्ट दिन आइगन कुन्नी काना तेला आइगन इला कायरा में लगे आना आइगन उन दी मडा அடுத்து आइगन ओ इला टास्क क्या इला आइगन मोकोना कहते कलाई तेला तो आइगन कोंडाने मुसट ट्राई तेला क्विक मुसट ट्राई तेला आइगन वेरी सैटिस्फाइंग लगे आना आइगन उनटे डाउन साइड काय में दी काम मोले आइगन वेरी स्ट्रेसफुल लगे उकोल एग्जॉस्टिव नहीं रही उकोल आइगन डेडलाइंस आइगन लोगो तरता अभी तेला इगिन चुक्कु तेला इगिन तेला अपर मैनेजमेंट சொல்றீங்க इगिन लोकल प्रेशर राइट तेला इगिन हमें एग्जैक्ट ने थैंक्सगिविंग मुद्रम சொன்னா निमे क्रिसमस मुद्रम சொன்னா तेचे इगिन स्ट्रेसफुल गन राइट तेला इगिन हमें टाइम मुद्रम செய்யா இல்ல कोणम मुद्रम लगे आना इगिन ओवरऑल इगिन चोकड एक्सपीरियंस मैं आता अदे जुक्कु लर्न केला साता तडे मुले इगिन तेला वर्क कल्चर वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस लको चोकड साता चे इगिन मोल एक्सपीरियंस हो पारिया ओके हमें नेक्स्ट स्लाइड जावा ओके takeaways and advice ಅದು ಈಗಿನ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಸದ ಮೇದಿ ಕಟ್ಟಾಯಂಗನೇ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಸ್ ಜನ ಕರಿಯರ್ ಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೈ ಹ್ಯಾಕಥಾನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟಿಷನ್ಸ್ ತೆಲ ಮಾರೆ ಈಗಿನ ಜವಾಯ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ का बेनिफिट काय मेदी जुक्कु रिसोर्सेस सत्ता तेला ಈಗಿನ ನನ್ನ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ जे कमले ಈಗಿನ ಕಟ್ಟಾಯಂಗ ನೋಂಡ ಕರಿಯರ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಮಾರ ಹಾಯಿ ಕಟ್ಟಾಯಂಗ ರೋ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ದಿ ಆಗಣ तेला ಈಗಿನ तेला ಮಾರೆ ಈಗಿನ ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಟ್ ಗೆ तेला ಮೈ ಅಪರೇಣಿ ग्रेजुएट के तरह लेकिन करियर फेयर रहता है आना तेला लेकिन दूर है तो 1 hour ड्राइव के लिए जाना तेदना लेकिन ओकोल वीक डे माय पड़े तेवल तो लेकिन काम है तो जी पीटीओ मायना तेरा माय पूरा लेकिन ट्रिकी गन सकता है तो जी यूनिवर्सिटी बेस्ट टाइम इला तोरा इंटरेस्ट पूरा लेकिन तेरा एक्सप्लोर के सवाई तड़ लेकिन तेला ऑपर्चुनिटीज में लोगो तरह ही चुकड़ रहे फॉर इंटरव्यूज तेला मैक्सिमम गन लेकिन चुरुम चुरुम अप्लाई करो मोर रिकमेंडेशन अगेन जुलाई मुले अगेन स्टार्ट करवाई आना अगेन अगस्त सितंबर तेवल स्टार्ट केस में एटलीस्ट फॉर सॉफ्टवेयर अगेन तेला ओके तेला अगेन मेजॉरिटी ऑफ जॉब से अप्लाई करवाई ओको कंपनीज कोण में तेला अगेन फर्स्ट कोण अप्लाई करासी तेंगा फर्स्ट कंसिडरेशन मारी तचे अगेन ज्यादा भी अगेन तेला पूछने फिल अप है तेरा अगेन ओके और लिस्टिंग रहता आना एक्चुअली इला फिल एरिया तोरा एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस करमसना मैं वो कदंगे रिजेक्ट करता मेंगने रेज्यूमे में फोकस किलो तेला अगेन आस्की दड़े रिक्वायर कराया तेला अगेन तिंगा फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन मारे रेज्यूमे थोइगिन तो गई इंटर्नशिप हो गई रेफरल्स खडस में तेला मुले अगेन चुपड़ आइडिया काउच में मोगा उंड 50% सक्सेस रेट है तेला अगेन हद रिफरल अगेन माची इंटरव्यू अगेन डन हिरिया तेचे अगेन रिफरल से जुक इंपॉर्टेंट அடுத்து करियर फेयर्स में जवाई करियर फेयर्स अगेन नॉर्मल अप्लाई सुमार अगेन तो करो प्रेफरेंस आता एक्चुअली मी उंड करियर फेयर जिगिन मोगा काम ऑफर अबिरिया तेला हल्दी इंटरव्यू अबिया इंटरव्यू पास किन काम ऑफर बिड्रिया तेला करियर फेयर हल्दी तर्ड अगेन इंटरव्यू में अगेन अस्किदने बिहेवियर इंटरव्यूज थोड़ानो तर्ड अगेन कट्टायंग तेला प्रिपेयर करना फॉर इंजीनियरिंग तेला अगेन तेनो टेक्निकल असेसमेंट होता इला सॉफ्टवेयर चोंटना ना हार्डवेयर मुले अगेन मिसिरस तेला अगेन एफपीजे असेसमेंट्स आता वेरिलॉग असेसमेंट्स आता तेला अगेन मोन रोल अगेन तेला असेसमेंट होरास मैथ मुले मिसिरसी फिजिक्स मुले मिसिरसी तची इंजीनियरिंग सद में तेला प्रिपेयर करना तेला इक्वेशंस पूरा साना प्रॉब्लम्स पूरा इरो सॉल्व करना तेला रो प्रिपेयर करना इंटर्नशिप्स में अगेन तो बेस्ट एफर्ट अगेन ट्राई करी तेला अगेन मैक्सिमम अगेन तो अगेन ट्राई करी मैक्सिमम अगेन लर्न कैसा इला अगेन बेस्ट टाइम मारे तो अगेन द मिस्टेक का कैमले अगेन उन्नी दिन अगेन तो परफॉर्मेंस में इंडिकेट करना या कई प्रश्न से निम्न अगेन तो अगेन कोनी काने में कैमले तो कोनी लॉन्ग टर्म इंपैक्ट कोनी वर्स्ट केस काय में तेला रिटर्न ऑफर देना आना अगेन तो तेला एक्सपीरियंस तेला लर्निंग तेला स्किल्स है अपडे इला एक्सपीरियंस लर्निंग स्किल्स आगिनो तो फुल टाइम काम अगेन तेला कनेक्ट करवाए पर्सनली फॉर मी मैं अगेन अमेज़न में इंटर्नशिप करया That again me chukod hard work kare ya chuke learn kena area. The learnings pura again atta moga again useful gan sata. Kaim nadi at the same team same almost a same role maris. Tachi mo again 3 months learning again erka sata mari. Tachi again first madam re again mo contribute kadum sariya. Tala again team ai help kadum sariya. Kade se again job ai pick atta nima start kadra ಆಗಿಡು ಮೇಂಗನೆ again thina consider ಕರುವ first again work life balance ఒక teams again ಚುಗುಡೆ again work ಆಡಂತಲ್ಲ again up to 10 hours a day ಮಲೆ again work na hoyi ఒక ದಿನ again weekend ಮಲೆ again काम ai spill over hoyi tela mare again tela male again chukul lagai tela chukoi learn करवाई tela again ro intense fast pace lagai ana again ఒక దంగా again ro casual lifestyle में हो पाए कायम नदी the promotions तो bonus तला focus ना में दी तू ओकोल again मैं ये outside of work again मैं again sports के ना मैं again active lifestyle तला मैं हना में दी तू ये ओकोल work life balance prefer करे तला work life balance ओकोल तो again pay में again sacrifice करता again मेले कायम नदी ఒకరి కాయ సన్నది పే ఏవి ఇంపార్టెంట్ నా తెల్ల again ఒక కామ again on 10% extra दै 15% extra दै ana again double amount work class madi personal again midal mai काम pick na moga personal again work life balance important kade se again location tella again atadi bachelor gan start kare madi ata young na sata tella moog rai jukku pechana ana kaim nadi diversity again important ata ame again Sourashtra ansata ata again ame Arkansas just madi Indian foods Indian community tella mare again jukku hana ana ata again moda moda city पर जा रहा सी Bay Area जा रहा सी New York City जा रहा सी तेरा again presence is strong and right तेरे again मोगमोली again location factor more main preference again Bay Area second preference is Seattle third in New York City third पूरा again Indian community strong and साथ तेला more relatives लोग साथ family लोग साथ friends लोग साथ तेरे again तेला again more location preference वो कताड़ा again तेना again Africa राशि tela again Texas pura off kari ana Texas ma again mogo chukku tela area ma again mogo ni chukku friends ni chukku relatives ni so again telo mo again excited the portion kasra okay next slide okay ikesus tela me mora university pati bata kariya mora interviews third the again internships third the again starting my first job ikesus any questions there
Hi, the chat in the questions, sir. Mudla, we know LinkedIn gin indeed tavera dusra platforms internship applications use ke riyam see for example tra network contacts per use ke riyam
oh okay kai gare madi first again me LinkedIn first check kariya tela LinkedIn में again जुगो postings आता third में मैं apply करेगा और second एक काम नदी मेरे list of companies से create करेगा कोड again काम करते interest है कि तेला create करेगा और तो again one dot company again Google के नहीं रिया तेला again very time consuming process और again आशी company का internal portal है आता again Facebook में नदी तेला Facebook career start काम नहीं सकता third again roles check करवाइए roles check करिए internships apply करवाइए terima करे वो most companies again LinkedIn position में थोड़ा ana hanana company pura again LinkedIn position okol thulna na then ei to tenga portal j apply kana tewala again me one that again tool kari kariya ada high network more network use kariya tela mostly again moda companies again referral list में दी तो application stand out हुआ तब जो again tenga me again refer कर में त्रिया me resume धड़ रिया तेने काय कर में तेने again more now more contact info तेरे तो background information submit करन resume सिंगारी तेला again me submit करते हैं नहीं तेने ही more अच्छी submit करता है क्या तेरा again more email आवे तेला you've been referred for this position में आवे तेला again more third again main approach काय हमने more referrals again कौन 10 to 15 हो दिया आना मैं apply करे again more than 100 plus में apply करिया तो जो again तेला more third again avenue मारी okay
second
Do you want to read?
you can go ahead.
Did you contribute code to open source code base or public projects?
Hi, tela again on the project experience में होदरिया काय में दे on the Discord server साथा tela again CS career hub में इन साथा actually now much career hackers to career happen much tenga again or discord bots ata tella again telama may contribute kariya tella server may again or roughly on 5000 mekan hana tella again tella may contribute kariya again features develop kariya more resume taya tella again may server of 5000 people features develop kariya daily men can use kariya tella may thoi may highlight kariya रो फ्रेंड्स ना आइकिन तेना इंटर्नशिप से अपडेट तेने काय करे मैं दी इनमाय ओपन सोर्स हिमना आइकिन कम्युनिटी स्पॉन्सर्ड प्रोजेक्ट करिया तेला आइकिन वो कोल आइकिन उन्नतನ काय करे मैं दी इला टाइम जोन्स आता टाइम जोन डेटाबेस में आता तेना आइकिन तेला गिटहब रिपोजिटरी जिगिनो तेना ही रो चेंजेस करिया रो कोड आई कंट्रीब्यूट करिया तेला तेला वर्क आई ता रेज्यूमे में ताइगिनो तेना कड़े सुने इंटर्नशिप दे
So, Raj, that question came from me. So, the LLB weightage hodesmanila as a job interview. Did anybody ask about it? To going back, tell madri any specific projects or any specific quality work kerravai would have been even better. Many kaidu lavrasya to ella mari code contribution.
हाय मोगा मो काय लग रहा है मैं दी इम्पैक्ट में फोकस करो काय मैं दी प्रोजेक्ट चुक्को चुक्को ढवाई तेले इक्के छोड़ रहे कमले आएगी नो उन्हें ने यूज़ कराने में दी तेला तेला यूज़ नहीं मारेस ये नो इला रिक्रूटर्स काय सारे में दी तू वंड 2 लाइन चेंज करे मुले आएगी नो आता मिलियन में क्या अफेक्ट हो रही तेला मिलियन में क्या 10 seconds per day सेव करने में दी तेला एगिन मोटा इम्पैक्ट आता तेला एगिन उन्हें मोटा मोटा विषय करे मारी of course again tela diya again kaisa hai to again volume में contribute करवाई plus impact में focus करवाई आना है main का again impact में focus करना ये हमारे मोटा मोटा repository contribute कर इसमें suppose Linux से contribute कर इसमें दी millions of computers से तला run करेगा तो अच्छे again तो उन्हें small fix करेगा हमने again संगवाई मैं again 5 million computers से इला fix करें हमने third again interview में again वो कोई specific पुछाने specific इला project पति दो again explain कर दो मैं पुछाने वो कोल again तने पूछनो तेला again तो काय दी work experience ने पूछनो तेवल again रो explain करिया मैं again clubs में ही मेंगा सर clubs में again मेंगा involve करिया तेला again group activity मारे आना मैं आंगे internship को तेरा मैं official work experience के career में मने आना मोगा यार दी मैं again तो direct कर ये detail में पूछरानी लो open source में तो काय करिया explain करना पूछरानी
Got it. Okay, because it doesn't. If they didn't ask, maybe it didn't. Plus interview times that we restricted and high. So I'm just thinking as an interviewer, I was not curious about it, or I just didn't have time many. But thinking about on the business analytics side. So Arul Babu, I mean, do you think you could have done something, or looking backwards, like for example, kaidi on a data model or a business problem khali on a data model solve karavai, or I could have done something that could have added to my resume. Many to kaidi lavarasya. Code engineering, software engineers ago, I understand you did this. And in your 3 other competitions and challenges that you went in, any thoughts?
I think experience pati I know there's various ways that experience develop away. I think Morikesum I think yes, definitely I think I could have taken a different approach. The biggest thing I learned was that to me I have no experience so could she search karwana to me sagan tala create karna. I think that's the biggest thing in this current job market is that it's hard to get internships, especially with so many applicants, especially I have no jugu top companies put I'm asking to apply kararia tala eye candy tala biggest companies I know there is some kamsana tala mali jugu pillanu klave ana sometimes I know tala easy can abana and that can demotivate students. So I think yes, I could have had a more business like create my own projects approach, but tala motivation I don't know tala hodirini, if I'm being honest. I think the approach I took was kaya opportunities at the kaya opportunities, existing opportunities in Tholi, me kona apply kirwai. And I think because of school tala juku case competition hodiri, and that's why I applied for them. But if I was to go back and do it again, I think I would have created maybe a few business problems and business case studies myself and shown my problem solving mechanisms like that. But I don't have any like regrets in that sense. I'm perfectly fine with not having done that. But I think that's an opportunity that not everyone has. Like I said, I'm being honest. Tala motivation motivation if that motivation wasn't, I think people can obviously develop that motivation for themselves. I think it's always a good idea to create an experience for yourself.
Absolutely.
So that can come in various different ways. For me, it was case studies, and for other people, especially in the development side, tala own coding products for the it's different for each major, but it's definitely applicable to every major as well.
Well, you did pretty good as well. All those 3 things that you did, it's good stuff.
Yeah, want a question from chat Sette. For both Arul Gin Rajda, what can high school students prepare as they plan for college and major selection?
Raj, you want to go first?
I'm not there. At least again engineering side of my chugodenga again computer science interest electrical engineering interest telamare again tela strong karana kaimadi high school again tela more complex topics per karkinan kai hiremedi okudana again civil engineering avano ana again tengalaga ila bridges dams motala interesting nagarani me actually again electrical engineering also tela again ila physics ila mathematics again interesting sir telama lagay मोगले इगिन बेस्ट एडवाइस काय मेदी इला इंटरेस्ट इगिन तू चुरुमई एक्सप्लोर स्टार्ट करतो है ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅದ ಮೇದಿ ಉಕದಡ ಇಗಿನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅತಲ್ಲ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ಸ್ ಮೈ ಆಫರ್ ಕರನ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಬೂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿ ತಲಮ ಎನ್ರೋಲ್ ಗೆ ಸವೈ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಗಿನ್ ಮುಗ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ಸಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಗಿನ್ ಮೇ ಇಗಿನ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಕತಮ ಮಾರಿ ಲಗರ ಸೆನ್ಲ ಸವೈ ತಲೆ ಮಾರಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಲಿ ಸತ ತಲೆ ಇಗಿನ್ ಆರ್ಡುಯಿನೋಸ್ हार्डवेयर किट्स इगिन तला वर्कशॉप पर सत तला पूरा अटेंड करवाई मुगा इगिन दूसरे इंजीनियर में करानी आना अगिन मोकले ऑलमोस्ट अगिन एवरी डिपार्टमेंट में अगिन हमारे रो वर्कशॉप्स आए हमारे प्रोग्राम है तेलत हो अगिन इंटरेस्ट अगिन इंप्रूव करवाई इंटरेस्ट इंप्रूव क्या तुम अगिन तेला एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर तेला अगिन मिलमा एक्टिविटी करे में लिस्ट करवाई आता अगिन कॉलेज में अप्लाई करे या निमे कॉलेज में अगिन क्लब से अप्लाई करे तेला तेला मात्र में करवाई
So business side of Kuchi, obviously for any major as well. Time kali juku try to diversify the classes you take or the extracurriculars you do. I mean college enter kira to lavna ang idea rai or I mean elementary kana more friends sangaria or bog number sangaria elementary structure rai. And as you take classes, you get opened up to different ideas and kind of processes of different majors. And I think the time kali explore kina. I think college, especially early college and end of high school, is a great time for exploring different interests. And the interest only kono paina path pura javai. So think time kali, really think about what you want to do. Kona tala be resourceful. So me kona tala research karwai. Telepath में जा रही interest है तो थोड़ा में telepath में काय करना really think करवाई. So I think for first half is plan out have a plan for what you want to do, but also leave space for doing things in the moment. I think the in the moment decisions avenue sometimes can outweigh having a plan because various influences right. So I think both being in the moment and also having a plan can benefit you, and especially in deciding a major. But biggest thing is take time to really think about what you want to do. And don't be afraid to change something, or if you have a different change of mind, don't be afraid to share that with your family or your friends, or obviously yourself. Be open to change.
Yeah, few questions said that. Do you have any life skill advice for high school students for both of you?
The biggest life skill I'd say is to be like open to meeting different people. I think that's the biggest thing. You learn a lot from those around you. Second, stay calm, stay humble. Don't feel the need to rush into things. Take a step back and really think about what you're going to do, what you have to do, and kind of have a self reflection every day, every week about what you did that day, what you could have done, and what you want to do. I think those few things are like some of the core components that I think it can help someone be successful and professionally and also as a human being.
I can answer that as well. Planning and organization again tela juk important skill. Tela me again tela improve katara again moga juk anxiety juk stress again ready dia. Tela mule again results tela grades kona pera se kamne tela again improve area. Ata again okadana kona kaam kare medi tena again didi gana again bachelor sangano ila kaam karani nimna again didi gana again oila musatriya actually again next task again jawai tela maro uncertainty rahi tela again didi nga stressful na gayi tela again mo ai help se ya nimna again match re lagai mora employee again kaam suda sem lagai more advice ka medi ila high school mu college mu workum to again maximum musirala again plan carry maximum again organize kella tela again plan ke start kas medi tela automatic and communication improve hai oh to again ila task musunne ya mo again ila thin task me kan plan getriya ila chala task again ila next week musam se tela okay ya tela mare again jai third again organize kan dress medi tela again kai deta again jede again okay to again ila fit kadam se ya nimna to ila rearrange kadam se ya tela again organize dress medi to again need kan again mugarwai need kan items mugarwai need kan again adjust kelwai tela my skills again askidama again impacts ata askima improve
Um,
that.
oh, you can read.
Okay. Yeah. So ಎಲ್ಲ ದೀದಂಗ ನನಗೂ ಇಕ್ಕ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅವಿನೋ day 1 of your job ಇಕ್ಕ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ದೀದಂಗ ಬೇನ್ ಸರ
Training, I know, more case, I know, I was immediately just thrown into my team. I think the company training, I know, it's different than your project training. So company training, I know, we were looking at like, ethics, operational things like a situation kai can kolla contact can how to identify risk, things like that. Team training kuchi, I know it was very quick because I joined my team in the middle of the quarter, so in the middle of their existing projects. So I know asking, I tried to join as many meetings as I was allowed to, and kind of absorb what everyone was doing, the terminology, the kona operate karadia, kona what karadia, things like that. So I think it was very self prompted. Then koni kind of guide mari koni dirini, and I don't think a lot of companies do that. So you have to have the ability to absorb information and learn as fast as you can, especially because once you go into a corporate professional lifestyle, you have to learn things really fast compared to in college or high school. So I think training wise, like motta process kan koni hodirini, and my manager helped me transition from graduating into actually starting to work.
ತರ मी आन्सर करेसो कायम नदी मी हाई स्कूल में हातळो निम्न यूनिवर्सिटी में फर्स्ट हातळो ಆಗಿनो मी खुबी मेलो ओके काम जान कैस मदी फर्स्ट दिन ಆಗಿन तो बेस्ट ಆಗಿन ट्रेनिंग काडनो इला माय टास्क से इला माय केना इला माय टास्क रेसा इला माय केना देखन मेलो दिया आना तेला मारी कोनी ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಾರ ಆಗಿನ ಉಡನೆ ಆಗಿನ ತೆಲ ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ತೆಲಮಾರಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ करतन ತೆಲಮಾರಿ ಆಗಿನ ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ ತೆಲಮಾರಿ ಆಗಿನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಐ ತೆಲಮಾ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಹೊತ್ತೋಳು ತೆಲ ಫ್ರೈಡೇ ನಿಮ್ನ ಆಗಿನ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಆಗಿನ ತೆನ ಇರೋ ಟೀಮ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವನ್ ओके हमें एक टीम है इला प्रोजेक्ट्स काम करे इला प्रोजेक्ट्स में हमें काम करे या इला प्रोजेक्ट्स रिलेटेड इन्फॉर्मेशन है कि डॉक्यूमेंट साथ इला चौदीसा तो कायदे क्वेश्चंस है कि पूछी तेलमारे again हल्ला again absorb कराया तेलमारे again direct training मारनी आना again रोरो again तो information है हिंकड़ा third again first on a task है assign करें at least for software engineering first on a small task है assign करें the third week fourth week को again second month मुले लगे assign करें तेरा task again तो दिया information again तो रो synthesize करेंगे तेला again requirements again identify करेंगे तेला again solve करना त्याला माझ्या हल्ल्याला एक टास्क डिफिकल्टी इंक्रीज लावणं हल्ल्याला एक ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುವ ಹೆಟ್ಟನು त्याला तो एक कोण सॉल्व करते समणाणो कोळो तो एक ओके इला सॉल्व करी म्हणतात त्याला मारी करी तो इवेंचुअली एक त्याला एक मोर इंपॅक्टफुल टास्क देनो मोर एम्बिगस टास्क देनो त्याला मारी कडे सो एक फुल टाइम इंजिनियर ऑन बोर्ड घेतात हल्ल्याला करी आना कुणी डायरेक्ट ट्रेनिंग ಮಾಡಿ कुणी ट्रेनिंग ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ त्याला एक self guided meloi.
What do you like most from your job?
Me answer kariya. Okay, main gana vigino.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, main gana igin tala salaries etra igin chukku santosh kan lagay. Kaya medi first igin the financial independence ate gai. Tala igin adult ma lagay. Tala igin mo salaries ate moga igin finance maintenance si. Plus igin once to igin paycheck avas medi to gai opal na mais spend ganum sai. Tala uche igin तो ये टेनिस में इंटरेस्ट है मैं टेनिस चाहिए खड़वा ये तला लेकिन कोने नहीं पूछना तो एक काव चाहिए इकड़े इलमा इकड़ो इलमा स्पेंड करे या काव चाहिए इलमा स्पेंड करे मैं कोने पूछना आना लेकिन सेकंड एक आया थी तला वर्क कल्चर तला वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस तला लेकिन चुकट सकता है एटलीस्ट हमारा कंपनी में चुकट सकता है कायम दी असने स्मार्ट कर सकता है तला लेकिन गोस बातें करे लेकिन तने जुको एडवाइस जुको इंसाइट लेकिन देन आता लेकिन गो लेकिन सिटी ड्राइविंग बातें करे या मोरा टीममेट लेकिन तने लेकिन ओ तो लेकिन कार ते गियर्स पति कलाया कार एक कोना काम करने कलाया लेकिन पुसेया तेला लेकिन उन्हें होल कॉन्वर्सेशन में चाहिए तेला मामा लेकिन जुके सिकिया जुके लर्न करेगा तेला लेकिन very engaged in लायसी तेला मुझे लेकिन interest in conversation that's your work environment plus cast लेकिन best aspects
Moga Kucha Avenue. Definitely work-life balance. I know what to काम कर reality. I know college में जुकू busy kan rave like classes set we have to worry about exams, social life pura तला हमारे आजकी कौन manage करते मनी आमी साना और आता काम करते का मैं नो first काम जाना और तो तला evening time pura I can do whatever I want with my time. So I think tala tala is my favorite thing. Tala freedom raw bay. Tala worries pura raw jede. Obviously I know you always have to think about kind of next to kai can never ana currently I know tala work life balance. That freedom. I think those two are my favorite things about working now.
I like the money answer, by the way. and the evening, yeah. Auna they come. You don't have anybody telling you do this, do that, right? Or no exams. I agree. It's a good one.
There's another question. So, these are the interview questions. How do say that you guys found challenging in stress?
I think what a chocolate question that every interviewer asks is can you describe a moment in which you were very challenged and how did you respond to that? I think the question I know it's both a straightforward question and also a very in-depth question because the interviewer I know to kona react करे तो adversity obviously to kona react करे तो the thought process का आया and to kona operate करे because in a lot of corporate lifestyle I know in work a lot of things aren't expected. A lot of things can happen unexpected. It depends on the company you are. And anytime you face like a loss or you face like a time constraint, tala pressure, how do you deal with that pressure? How do you respond to it? And tala question, I think that's a very good question to test if the person you are going to work with can handle stressful situations with you. So I think that's how do you handle challenges and how do you respond to challenges? I think that's something you could do research on to see how people respond to. And that's a very important question that you should be able to answer.
Moga, technical side of my, pusa questions pura, almost on a 90% again lead code when a website may ho there. That's again, either aim with the lead code prame kere, mudra kere hodria, kerta again mokona salgami area. Name again circle with the prepare kere, name the problem may mudra sireni. Therma again moga again the interview out area. Name again the problem again salganum sereni. There's no problem skip ketria. Ana again behavioral side of my, high row questions again went tough kan right. Wonder kayam nadi, what is your greatest weakness with person? Tella again carefully navigate can couch medi tella again on a non-answer comes na. Tella again I'm too dedicated to work with comes na. When again tella again pusan. Tella weakness ma lagarani तू on actual weakness संघाने पुसनो आना again आता निजमोंड on major flaws आता मेरी तेरा मुने again question के vibes आता है suppose संघारे से in my past experiences I forgot to do some tasks में संघारे से तेरा again my forgetting is a big weakness में या आना तेरा थोड़ी again ओकल reject के vibes आता there is a question again or careful and navigate kena tela again actual weakness samra ana tela weakness again fix tela again fix kare mare ene fix karan jare mare again tela ro careful word kena otherwise again tela either way jekam again tela again the question karan tela ro question again karan mari tela again ro difficult ana question behavioral side
Are you thinking of applying to masters? If so, when?
I think yes, I do plan on applying to masters. I do want to develop. I think it's better to have some work experience before it. So I think maybe like five years in Mari me apply kira to savo. But atta koni rashni. I'm not like trying to apply to a masters right now. Ana ro few years काम केती तबला हर जात में think करूँ masters करवाएगी or नहीं.
మొగమలి సేము కాయం నది అతాది మోని మాస్టర్స్ అప్లై అవుతావని కొన్ని ప్రమోషన్స్ రోల్ చేంజెస్ ला కొన్ని इंपैक्ट नी बैचलर्स तो कार्य आना तमे अगेन सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर टू कोल प्रिंसिपल और स्टाफ इंजीनियर तलमा जेस मेदी वो कोल तने अगेन मास्टर्स एक्सपेक्ट करन ओके आमी तो अंगरो क्वालिफाइड गन हडम नहीं सारे में बलनो निमना त मैनेजरियल रोल जेस मेदी वो कोल तने अगेन एमबीए एक्सपेक्ट करन मो कोल अगेन उंडा 5 to 7 years तला मो एग्जैक्ट काणी आना again enough times आता मास्टर्स अप्लाई करो मुद्रा थर्ड मनी again मोस्ट का करानी मास्टर्स इंजीनियर अप्लाई करने जा रही की निम्न एमबीए अप्लाई करने जा रही करानी तला again career pathway तो again decide हुए तला तो प्रिंसिपल करने जा रही की तला इंजीनियरिंग आउट जा रही की निम्न मैनेजर आउट जा रही में again तला decide करना क्या तला again करेगा
Did either of you apply for any startup or startup atite miyosna kerasya, or why didn't you think about it? As you said, like GIRS, one of the companies when you work for, it's a smaller company. You have everything near you. You can learn and grow faster potentially, at least learn faster or more. So kaga avi startup pati thinkirani, or why it wasn't accessible to you guys, or what's your thought on it for students, right?
So me startups apply kariya and I didn't hear back from any of them, but I personally don't think startups for students is a good idea, just because startups are a more kind of intimate group setting. It's smaller. Everyone sort of knows each other, and yes, you have the ability to learn a lot and kind of apply yourself more personally. But I think starting off, I think it's great to experience a corporate culture, how people in different teams work, how people in different teams communicate. Tala roles I know gonna apply kirwai. How can you apply a bigger problem to like different things? So I think corporate culture you learn more in a group setting, and tala toli to I mean different sort of areas apply kirwai. And I think it's good to go for a startup maybe once you have a few years experience under your belt, so you can apply those things you learn to a startup.
Interesting. That's
अड़
yeah. Go ahead, Babu.
मैं मुले again startups apply करेया तला अरुल मारे again मोगा मर्चेट के त्रिया दच्चे again अभिरास में दी उकोला again consider कराओ आना again main difference काय में दी इलम बड़ा कंपनी में हरे again रो safety साथ रो flexibility साथ आता again मैं मेटा में interview करता again नो तेने ही मो पुसरिया तला again तू code work के नम लग रहा पुसरिया तला basically again काय city पे नहीं pick करवाए काय major city पे नहीं pick करवाए तंगा यों office आए तो चीकिन तला office से join में त्रिया तलमा again కొన్ని touch again mo maximum flexibility sata suppose me again startup చేస్ madi tena again yedo to avuna to ఈ San Francisco avuna San Mateo avuna तलमा again specific location again pick करनो touch again to तलमा again shift करे तो computer करना आना again बड़ा कंपनी में दी तने again दूसरा ऑफिस आई ओकल काम मुले again मची दन तो again UK preference या तो Canada preference या तेरी काम करे नहीं तलमा अलग है त्याची for me मोगा again அதுல flexibility main ana again suppose abhiras mein tawal again consider karavo okay location illa work culture kuch pachaya mana again okol tarna out mi jero.
Got it. That I think both of you maybe you want to grow, you want to pace yourself a little bit, instead of just thrown into some middle of nowhere without much flexibility. Many I think I think that makes sense. Personally, I started my career in a startup, but then me mechanical engineering I was a lot into software coding, but then I studied specific skill. This is like way back, but they placed from there into a startup, so it was not much of a choice. But so I think a takeaway is, if you know a particular skill really well, you're comfortable with that coding, and then if that startup only uses that skill, then you're productive already. So you don't have to be scared, right? Even for your next step, for both of you, let's say you had enough, okay, 2 years of experience, but I mean, startup GAD, you may see smaller, Motta corporate Hathol, you only see one silo, or you may work with only certain parts of it. You get to learn more in a startup, and then maybe potentially pay maybe higher as well. Obviously, flexibility will not Hawaii, but you should think about it too. So yeah, it's good.
So on the question, sir, so Dilanga, we know, what are your thoughts on the job market in Saras?
Well, I don't have enough experience in the job market to really have an answer about that. However, I do think that I think throughout the year, there are time periods where companies like lay off employees. I think that happens near the end of the year, I think. And it happens along a lot of companies, but I think there are a lot of opportunities now, though, in different sectors, things like that. So I definitely think the job market is still like really good for especially new hires and things like that. However, I think depending on your job security might differ. But again, I I'm gonna experience already topic pati so I can't really answer that fully. But I do know that a lot of students, at least my friends, were able to get jobs, but also we're struggling to get jobs as well. So it really just depends on what you want to do.
At the tech maigin on a recession match alasata, the chicken kamba taken custom area, the across all levels. On a main junior internship roles may van custom area. Kayam Nadi at the meta, for example, complete Canadian hiring is staff ketria. Manadi at least staff kere podria, the open gasim karani. Ana again, normally again new graduate roles, again 3,000 new grads recruit current per year. Third, the interns again 1,000, 2,000 interns recruit current. Anathala again full gun cut ketria. Full gun cut kerme on the maximum on the 50 new grads my kalan on exceptional case mari. Name again on interns again on the 50 to 100 kalan. Telamai karatama again chugodenga again normally ka apirai normally moda tech company pura apirai tenga again apirani. Tela again motta actually motta impact hudriya. Ila tech recession kaim nadi ila club again on a number of applicants on a yearly number of applicants. Suppose on a club again 20 apply karamedi ila also actually again double area. The ACM normally first meeting on 20 avano ila also again 500 than avriya. College में कुनिदिंगा again internships abirani कुनिदिंगा again full time offer abirani. That's asking clubs में involve कैसा आ रही है, asking extra curriculums में involve कैसा आ रही है. That's again आता होते again tech market रो down कर सकता. आना again आता रो recover होता है लरिया. मोकले again आता our team again hiring fees लिस्ट ने again staff कितने मैं जाता hire कितने लरिया. அடுத்து मोकले again मेटाम ले again positions से open कितने रिया. इधर हमारे again बड़ा companies का आता है open positions again open करने लगा सी. आना मोकले 1 to 2 years में फिर again normal rate करने रिकर है. आना आता है restrictions आता.
Who influenced your decisions, or did you find your own ways with your career choice?
Moga kuchi avinu moga bo avinu nanaratori avinu, especially me business chaudhary halti decide kitri halti he wanted to see me work on Wall Street. తల మన మొట్ట విషయం తల విషయం కొన్ని జుకు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ వదిలిని. In fact, him wanting me to work in finance probably steered me away from working in finance. But I think Wall Street, it's a big area, big finance hub. So luckily, I was able to the Bank of New York Mellon's it's a Wall Street bank. So luckily, I was able to kind of get there. But I think my dad was the biggest influence for that.
मोगाविगिनो कुपिमो कंप्यूटर्स में इंटरेस्ट आता है त्याचे again मैं एक कंस्ट्रक्ट होता रिया इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर अप्लाई करते गी कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर अप्लाई करते गी ये मैं कंप्यूटर साइंस अप्लाई करते गी ये मैं दूसरा प्रोग्राम्स पे सकता है रिलेटेड प्रोग्राम्स आता है त्याला again हाय मैं again जुक्को त्याला YouTube चैनल्स पर सोच त्याला लाइनस टेक टिप्स त्याला मारे पूरा again सागो त्याला हम again जुक्को इंटरेस्ट होता रिया मैं कंप्यूटर्स के नमने आस आता तेरे again career wise stability wise त्याला again मोर आंबा पाने पूरी प्रचारणी त्याला again stable career त्याला opportunities को सकता है त्याची कोणी again disagreement नहीं त्याची again मैं again electrical engineering apply करिया काउच में आधी त्याला again closest to hardware engineering push में हो रिया आना again later on again वो अच्छी software again pattern हो पाया plus again वो computer से आने work करेया त्याची again दी aspect again satisfy करिया त्याची again switch करता again कोणी त्याला again go again mild shift मारे from hardware to software.
And Arul, do you work downtown में काम करे कि Jersey City Boney office में काम कर रही है?
Me downtown market 240 Greenwich, the headquarters.
Wow, near Wall Street, right?
Yep,
So,
right next to World Trade Center as well.
so you can take a picture with the bull every day if you need it. Okay. And Raj, the electrical engineering, so you felt it was very heavy physics and math. So, but like job opportunities, Pati, did you ever hear that? Did that also like push you back? Because
actually electrical engineering जुको job पीस आता जुको देने मोरा friends ने again e कर दिया तेरे again e गना हो रिया e गना साता तेंगे पूरा again Apple Intel Raytheon तेरा हम बड़ा बड़ा company काम बिट रिया तेरे अच्छे again कुनी तेरे again काम नहीं आता नहीं कुनी struggle करे मायने आना कायम नहीं दी e the main drawback कायम नहीं दी तेरा masters almost एक कट्टायन करना तेरे अच्छे again extra 1 to 2 years again to study करना होए त्यामुळे again ఒక क्वेश्चन again PhD मुली पाजो करिया त्याची त्याला एक्स्ट्रा 5 years मुली ऍड करना त्याला राउट मो again ओपे आणि त्याची मी again सॉफ्टवेयर से सॉफ्टवेयर ओके बैचलर्स में again पाजो करसी ओके again मास्टर्स पाजो करिया त्याची again मी त्याला राउट again डिसाइड किया त्याला राउट जाता मी त्याला ऑलमोस्ट opportunities again equalกันसता आणि त्याला qualifications again बॅन पाजो करिया ई कुछ
got it.
How's your social life with friends and family as you balance your work?
Post college, I mean during college, everything's kind of facilitated for you, so you're able to see your friends every day, kind of talk to them without even needing to make plans. I mean, I know you sometimes have the same classes, you'll eat together, things like that. But I think once everyone's at a different path. Everyone's at a different place now. So the frequency juku unnarai. And the biggest thing is once you start professional life, you have to take the initiative to maintain that social life now. Like tu have no with reference put a contact and all plans put organize can barat jana talamari like tu's can. So I think the biggest change is the frequency goes down and how you're more in control of kind of how your social life is, what you do, and things like that. So you have to take more initiative in having a social life post college.
Mogamali the same say campus mother go to class में und 4-5 जगह देखी है वो मैं तो ये हम सिरने हमें लंच भी खाएंगे नहीं तर मैं again लंच ही खाए लंच ही खाए मुझसे तरह तू क्लास चला रहा है क्लास चल रहा है तोरा फ्रेंड मुझे आवर रहता है क्लास में हो तू क्लास में साथ या मैंने किन तेरे उतर बिसवा ये क्लास में साथ रह तो एक घूम जा रहा है तेरे उसमें कौन ती मीट करे तो नहीं स्पोर्ट्स खड़ेंगे नहीं මේ තලමාර again almost full day again socializing again කැතුම් සයි ආනා again අත workum again తెల్లలో ఈ opportunities ni ana again team kalata tela again tela area my friends kata again tela ro improve ai ana college alavu again tela avuna college medi tela again code jacket again friends ai dekhi ai ana ila ro plan karigino ro coordinate karigin meet up kenna ata for example again thanksgiving juduna pair yavariya ata mimule again pair yavariya tewal again me coordinate kari meet up ketariya ana again other times again rodana New York satta Seattle satta LM satta Bay satta tachu again coordinate kadai kashtam tela again me again chatting apps and again me up to date satta ana in person me kashtam yari
More questions, sir. Juku explain ke sanga juku chokola wasi. Midin motta company sata, but aura men can sura again network mari segi. Oda sa adala.
tela rodana sa Amazon rodana sa onda pisklan sa tela me check seya tadu onda 3-4 gujlan sa ana again tela mai community tela mai strong and konini ata again metampur kai madi specific and again Latino group mai sata tela doi sign up kers madi tinga meeting doi add hi ai tinga own events ai tela mari tela Hispanic events wala again join karwai tela mai strong anni ana mechanic sir our mechanic sir
Yeah, moro company mali juku men can say that. I think Sourashtra and then I know one guy is there. Then I know Pittsburgh work kariyana. So kuni juku contact ni me convention chato la I know me la discussion bata kare la I know telu setti mojola vi menaya mi mali meanwhile meron kaam kariyadi medi. So tela tavalri pro palakam ana juku kuni bata kariyani. Ana various juku our men can juku more company sata. At least more floor muli juku dana sata.
Nice, nice.
na
Juku
me would
chokola
notice
yeah. Sure, go ahead.
me would notice kare kai madi the last few years again Indian culture again very mainstream here is ata munadi po Diwali mena kunina kaana tela again kai raila Thanksgiving again this Christmas kai avari me pusan ana ata again more direct na pusariya teammates pura oh tu Diwali kai plans ata tela again Diwali tu kai gare na pusariya tachi again tela awareness increase area that mean again ila companies juku Indian process ya tachi overall Indian tela community strong ansata ana Saurashtra community angro tela angro strengthen hona
Yeah, so the topic may we know our community to me in mulla share kellariya first la mari horiyata. So again next level Germany to me on the networks on form ke liye no to me ata didiyanga tum kalai right. So let our youth naskidanga aigano illa publish keri odanga jayi. So telamam le network form keri no to me to me the east and west coast to me right. So and then central modana on so illa zone level to me connect illa asnadi regional ga to me no tura contacts satanga ski ge rasnadi ango next level joy so tim din sata maybe next 6 months to me ango judana avan right graduate ayino no kaam khalli avano so to me LinkedIn network jeri no tellamam sata group sengadi to me skill levels right so the network to active hi asnadi then I'm Jugu groups obviously. So mi kai sangata nadi I think you have more opportunities to grow. Our community mitaru satani kudano Juku chokotai right. So tala I'm just thinking aloud right. So Juku thank you. To me chokot time spend kariya. Busy lifestyle rahi but I think lavaru chokot padaim lavariya. Happy thanks to you in Thanksgiving to both of you. Our volunteers over youth naskidano Aditi Mai Shivas Babu Tengachuku Dhanu Songlaria. Vijayan, you want to say a couple of words? He's our next director.
Yep. Yeah, no, thanks, DC. And thank you, Raj, and thank you, Varul. I saw you guys actually volunteering in many activities in this year. And then so happy to me, Avi, at the Kamabi, you settle in your first job. That's a big deal. The first paycheck, I keep going back to that. I was thinking about my first paycheck. What did I do with it? When when you guys were saying, it's a happy moments, memorable times. Not just for the kids, we will be sharing with high schoolers and college kids, but not just for them, but parents normally it'll be very interesting. Kono ceremony. I was observing myself for my own kids, the high school at the Kono, how is this going to happen, many. So Juku Dhanno, and we wish you the best. And we are all, you both are now in the software industry. Said that, feel free to reach out to us. Anything you need. As I was going through this session, I'm starting to think young workers at the first year, second year, youth fair sumri kono we how do we connect? Maybe have a session if they have questions to ask, challenges then maybe speaker series so we'll do that soon. Okay. And it'll to help you guys, right? Continue to help you guys. So thank you so much. Yeah. And thanks Ditima and others for moderating as well. You guys doing awesome job.
Thank you. Juku, thanks, Bob. Singa. Bye. Namaskar.
Take it off.
Bye.